Hello and a very warm welcome back to everyone to the start of our 2020-2021 academic year. It seems like it's an awfully long time ago since we were all together, and it has been so beautiful to have all the children back in today, or this week in fact, and to have the real buzz going on around the lower prep has just been truly fantastic. The year threes have joined in fully and have settled in so brilliantly, and it's been really lovely to hear their chitter chatter going on around the place and hear just how much they're loving being back at school and with their friends. Everybody should have received a copy of the updated handbook. These contain all the really essential items to do with school life and with the lower prep. It has everything from the kit list that we expect you to have, how to label your games kit, and all the different integrated things such as our learning support revisions and our music and drama. What is really important in here is the area about communications, because communications is key. You will have contact from your child's form tutor today or tomorrow just to summarise how their first week back has gone. We have done so many different things since we've been back at school. It really is impossible to sum it up. So I've asked that the form tutors let everyone know just how it's gone, with a few highlights going on. And with that in mind, if you do want to speak to your child's form tutor about anything, just drop them an email, or at drop-off or collection time, just ask if you can speak to them, and we are more than happy to do a meeting. If you do want a meeting to discuss anything that's really important, we can do that via Zoom, or we can find a safe place where we can socially distance so that we can go through any of your concerns or any questions that you might have. We, of course, have had to put in place some COVID measures to help keep the children all safe and happy, and to make sure that the school remains open for as long as physically possible. With that in mind, we have allowed drop-off to be from 8 in the morning, but we do ask that the children don't come inside the building until they have been greeted at the door by a member of staff, just so that we know who's in case there were to be a fire alarm. The other essential thing is that we make sure that we know what time they're going home. There are 6 different possible home times in the day, except for Wednesdays, where we ask that the children go home at 3:30. And it's really essential that we know when they're going home, so that we can ensure that the T numbers are correct, that the boarding people on duty know who to expect, and to make sure that the buses are all organised and the registration for the evening is done to the best of our abilities. The biggest change has been our lower prep bubble. With COVID, as a school, we've had to put in bubbles in place, and that means that unfortunately we've had to move away from doing our Star of the Week assembly, but we will still do celebrations at the teacher's discretion in class, and we will still have an awards ceremony done on Fridays, but with the rest of the school via Zoom, or on a one-to-one basis, with Mr. Kibler coming around the different classes. What has been really wonderful is just seeing how the children have adapted to all the different changes that we have in place. They are being really sensible with using hand sanitizer, with washing their hands, and with using the toilet tokens to make sure that we don't have those hot points around school with too many children in. What has been really, really lovely is just seeing their mental and social well-being really start to develop. Some of the children really, really miss their friends, as did the teachers, and we miss teaching them in person. And it has been really lovely just to see them settling back confidently into routines. But if you have any COVID-related questions, you can forward them on to Madam Grant, who is our Deputy Head Pastoral, or you can ask your child's form teacher or myself if there is anything that you would like clarifying. With our back to school, we are back to school in full action. So with that in mind, we have started up our enrichment, our games, and our evening activity provision. Our boarding is also back in action, but like around school, our boarding still requires us to put bubbles in place. So if you do want your child to board, we must ask that you ask Miss Wainwright in advance to make sure that that bubble is a possibility in the boarding house, because year 6, 7 and 8 are also separate bubbles. With our enrichment and our games, the children, of course, have got lots and lots of pieces of equipment, and it's essential that they are labelled. The other thing that we have to make sure of is that we're not sharing and lending different items. Children will need to take their game bags home at the end of the week so that they are washed, and that will also ensure that anything that is missing or lost can be repatriated nice and efficiently. Private swimming with Mrs. Reid will also begin next week, and she will be letting us, their form tutors, know who is in each swimming group so that we make sure that they are in the right place at the right time. The Halloween party is also coming up this half term. It is on a Thursday night as per the calendar, and it is set to be a really, really super evening. And again, if you would like your child to board, it is best off talking to Miss Wainwright so that we can ensure that there is boarding space for our lower prep bubble. That is all from me. If you have any questions about anything relating to our handbook or anything relating to school, then do please ask. We are here to help, and it is lovely having everyone back.